Resident Evil 4 was such an incredible game. It completely changed my thoughts and perspective on the series and got me thoroughly interested in it. Plus, it was just a really fun game. But before we got that finished product that we now know as Resident Evil 4, the game underwent various changes. One that would have made the gameplay entirely different, and one that actually spawned a different game altogether. So today on Gaming Mysteries, I'll be taking a look at the various betas and prototypes of Resident Evil 4. Now, Resident Evil 4 was originally scheduled for release on the PlayStation 2 in 2001, although the first build of the game wasn't used because it was deemed too action-based to really fit in with the rest of the series. Although you may be wondering why I'm showing Devil May Cry footage right now. Well, that's because that's what the build ended up becoming, Devil May Cry. And that's kinda cool. Makes me wonder if Devil May Cry would have even existed if it weren't for them not using this build for Resident Evil 4. But you can see some similarities between the two, such as the fixed camera and the creepy environments. Later on, it was announced that Resident Evil 4 would be released exclusively for the Nintendo GameCube, and we all got a first look at the GameCube beta, which was presented at TGS in 2002. It showed Leon in a metallic structure later confirmed to be an airship. Leon was fighting fog creatures, and apparently the story had to deal with some virus as well as an assault on Umbrella Europe. Moreover, I guess Leon was going to be infected and have some supernatural powers. In the following year, the game was shown again. The version shown had some different features, including an emphasis on the supernatural that made people start to compare the game to something like Silent Hill. The trailer had Leon wielding his strange power, and he was inside a mansion filled with a strange presence. Now, this version right here does kind of look like your typical Resident Evil, or at least close to it, and it actually looks pretty decent. Of course, this wasn't used. Now, despite this last beta looking very promising and polished, Capcom decided to start all over again. This version was never presented to the public, at least to my knowledge it wasn't, but apparently the game featured zombies. Now, of course, I still referred to the new enemies that they actually used in the final version of the game as zombies, but they weren't. They were infected. Would have been interesting to see the game with some zombies, though. Finally, at E3 2004, we were shown the Resident Evil 4 we all know and love, or I'm sure a few of you hate it, but whatever.
Okay, it's game time.
Resident Evil 4.
Now, there are some more interesting things that were revealed in the trial version of the game for the GameCube, which someone hacked. Thank you, hackers, such as some different items and a few beta rooms. And there was also a pre-release version of Resident Evil 4 found, which featured some different enemy voices, different menus, as well as a couple interesting placeholders, such as a beta version of Ashley and Jill in Ada Wong's dress. So, there you have it, the long and winding road that was Resident Evil 4's development. Personally, I'm happy about how the game turned out. I think it's a great game, and I suppose if it weren't for all those builds and betas it had to go through, we wouldn't have gotten Devil May Cry, and I love that series too. Even so, I kinda want to play the supernatural Silent Hill version of Resident Evil 4. Kinda looks sweet, but what can you do? This has been Gaming Mysteries, thanks for watching.